Here's a chance for you to play God by digging a small pond in your yard and over the course of a year, turn it into a thriving ecosystem. Observe the survival and evolution of various species. On the first day, you mark out the approximate location of the pond and then pick up a shovel to start digging. Create a 3-tiered pond, from shallow to deep. Clear out the trash and compact the soil. Then lay down a waterproof lining. Next, place large rocks to shape the terrain. These small pebbles are used to fill in the gaps. You also leave a space for a filter. After doing all this, you add the source of life to the pond. Although the water looks murky now, after 2.5 days of settling, it improves significantly. You use a filter to further purify the water. Then you plan to build a waterfall above the pond. Using the same liner and stones, you create a stream channel. Then, connect it to the natural spring on the hill behind your house. Now your pond is taking shape. However, the edges still need some fine-tuning. Besides covering the liner with stones and soil, you plant a lot of vegetation around it. This makes it look more natural. Around the waterfall's edge, you plant various aquatic plants and rocks. They go well together. Next, you fill a net with volcanic rocks, wash them clean, and place them in the stream channel. This allows beneficial bacteria to settle and grow. Now the pond construction is basically complete. There's mountains, water, and flowers, but no animals. So you add a group of small fish to the pond. From this moment, this small pond will gradually evolve into a thriving ecosystem. A few months later, the pond's edges are covered in aquatic mint. These plants grow quickly and have a pleasant scent, but their invasiveness is also quite strong. As the god of this pond, you occasionally need to trim them. Additionally, plants like iris, horsetail, and red sorrel also form an important part of the pond's plant ecosystem. They root underwater, creating a complex network of roots. While helping to filter out impurities, they also create shelters for aquatic animals, perfect for small fish to live in. The leaves on the water's surface also provide cover, helping fish avoid attacks from predators. However, despite this, herons can still find openings and occasionally take away some lucky fish. So you add more plants to the water's surface, hoping to provide more shelter for them. After all, that's part of the job of playing God. Speaking of which, a recent graduate fan mentioned wanting to work at a big company. High salary and stable job, but doesn't know where to look. That's easy. For big requirements, choose as you like. Multiple platform verifications, authentic jobs for peace of mind. My friend found his job on 58.com with a much higher salary than before. Check it out now. Not just for jobs, you can also find rentals and cleaning services on 58.com. Very convenient. As the hot summer arrives, purple leucostrife and water hyacinth start growing around the pond. These aquatic plants, though not numerous, attract other species to join the ecosystem. These frogs love resting among the pond plants. They use the surrounding greenery to hide themselves, quietly waiting to hunt. And their prey is the water snakes. Water snakes can gather chakra in their feet to achieve the effect of walking on water, but they still prefer to rest on lotus leaves. Additionally, the life around the pond is becoming more active. Various insects are wandering nearby. Among them, some have formed interesting symbiotic relationships. For instance, ants work together to raise and protect aphids on plant stems. In return, the aphids pay a form of protection fee. This is a sugary excretion that ants consider as delicacy. As long as they have this, the ants will protect them from ladybug attacks. They've built highways on a dead tree and can quickly come to aid if needed. Speaking of that dead tree, it's now covered in fungi. Many areas around it are also sprouting various mushrooms. This has attracted many scavengers. For example, the rove beetles, which like to eat decayed wood. Additionally, there have been wonderful changes in the pond's waterfall. Look, the moss here has been growing wildly, swallowing everything in its path. For creatures like frogs, this is an amazing oasis. But as a god, you can't just watch algae take over everything. So you intervene a bit to control their growth. Then add some more aquatic plants. The easiest method is to directly place potted plants into the pond. While doing this, a frog suddenly jumps onto a stone on the shore to sunbathe, possibly hinting that the land needs more plants too. You grant its request, clearing an area of soil around the pond and transplanting various flowers and plants, bringing life and vitality to the pond. After over 400 days of development, this place has grown from an ordinary pit into a diverse ecosystem, and you will continue to play God, witnessing the flourishing of this world.